The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Tennessee, Mr. Rose. You're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Lawson. I appreciate the opportunity. And thank you, Mr. King and Mr. Rogers, for being with us today, although I must say, to some degree, I question why we have you here. It has long been my belief that free markets with proper regulatory oversight bring about outcomes that work efficiently for both consumers and shareholders. Banking, of course, is a highly competitive industry. Shareholders demand their banks are innovative and serve the needs of customers because otherwise those customers, quite simply, will go somewhere else, and I'm sure you've both experienced that. At the end of the day, history shows us that competition is the ultimate consumer protection. And I share the concerns of some of my colleagues across the aisle about the politicization, so I say that correctly, of the regulatory oversight. And so I might just say that our intervention in mergers like this, where there is a proper regulatory framework, I think is in fact the source of, in some cases, of that politicization. I can say it. And I appreciate also my concerns from my colleagues from Georgia, notwithstanding their maybe outsized claims about the prospects for their local baseball team. And it struck me that it was just 30 years ago that SunTrust merged with the old Third National Bank in Nashville, and there were concerns then about the future of that institution as it related to both Nashville and the broader Tennessee community. But I think that experience also proves out that those combinations lead to efficient markets, and I think we should trust those markets for the market optimizing solutions that we trust free markets to deliver. I do have concerns that I wanted to address with the two of you today about what I fear are lingering effects of Operation Chokepoint, particularly with regard to bank customers that operate independent ATM machines and networks. And I wonder if the two of you could address this and let me know, have either of your banks unbanked independent ATM operators in the past 18 months? And what visibility can you give us to your policy going forward with respect to dealing with those particular customers?
Representative, I do not recall us unbanking anybody dealing directly as an independent ATM operator, nor would I find that to be an offensive. We are for competition. We would say that anyone that operates an independent ATM operation should follow the rules and regulations that are promulgated that apply to all of us so that our clients will be safe in terms of their privacy of information and their privacy of their money and security of their money.
Mr. Rogers, do you have anything to add?
Representative, I'm not aware of any action we've taken, but I would have to get back to you on that.
And I also wonder, and I would appreciate it if you would get back to me following the hearing on that. I wonder, I know Operation Chokepoint has ostensibly been ended and is a stain, in my opinion, on some of our government regulatory and criminal justice players. But I wonder if your banks are continuing to receive any pressure from bank regulators or other governmental authorities to unbank customers of any description.
Representative, we are not.
Representative, I have not had that experience.
And then my concerns about the remnants, if you will, of Operation Chokepoint and related or similar unbanking efforts or movements driven by perhaps special interest extends to other legal businesses and industries. In particular, I might mention a few: gun dealers and manufacturers, small dollar lenders, and legal detention center operators. Given the scale of the combined institution that Truist will be, could you tell us a little about, if you have any plans, and what your policies might be going forward with whether or not you might choose to disfavor what are otherwise legal businesses?
Representative, we cannot speak specifically with regard to what the Truist policies will be. Since Truist does not exist today, we will have a process where management will make recommendations to our board and they will approve the final policies for Truist. But for BB&T, I can tell you that we try very hard to help our clients achieve economic success and financial security. We focus on lawful institutions, and then we consider many other factors, financial and economic, in terms of deciding whether or not they are a bankable enterprise or not.
And that seems very reasonable, Mr.
Gentleman,
Rogers.
time has
Would you-
expired.
Oh, thank you. Yield back.
All right, thank you.